Have you ever wondered about the effects of dairy on your health? Today, we're diving deep into the milk jug and peering into the world of dairy, its impacts on you and the world around you. A staple in many diets, dairy products are often touted for their calcium and protein content. But is there a hidden side to this creamy delight that we've been overlooking? What about the prevalence of lactose intolerance, or the potential for hormonal imbalances that dairy can cause? And what of the animals who produce this milk? Do they pay a price for our dietary choices? These are questions that deserve answers, and that's precisely what we're here to uncover. We're not just skimming the surface, we're plunging headfirst into the frothy depths of the dairy dilemma. Intrigued? You should be. This is a journey that will change the way you view your morning cereal, so buckle up. Stay tuned as we unravel the truth behind your daily dairy. Ever experienced bloating or discomfort after consuming dairy? You might be part of the 65% of the population that is lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerance is a common digestive disorder where the body is unable to fully digest lactose, a sugar found in milk and dairy products. This happens due to a deficiency of lactase, an enzyme produced by our small intestine, which is essential for breaking down lactose into simpler sugars for absorption. Why is it so common, you ask? Well, it's all about evolution. In the past, humans would stop producing lactase after weaning off breast milk, making them naturally lactose intolerant. However, some populations developed a genetic mutation that allowed them to continue producing lactase into adulthood, primarily those with a long history of dairy farming. Today, that mutation is not universal, hence lactose intolerance remains prevalent. The symptoms of lactose intolerance can be quite uncomfortable, ranging from bloating, diarrhea, and abdominal cramps to gas and nausea, typically occurring within 2 hours of consuming dairy. These symptoms, while not life-threatening, can significantly impact one's quality of life, often causing people to completely avoid dairy products. Moreover, lactose intolerance is different from a milk allergy, which is an immune response to milk proteins and can be life-threatening. It's crucial to understand the difference and seek appropriate medical advice. Lactose intolerance is a widespread issue, affecting millions of people globally, but it's often misunderstood or overlooked. It's time we shed light on this common affliction, acknowledging the discomfort it causes and promoting understanding about it. Lactose intolerance is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper. Did you know that dairy can play havoc with your hormones? Now that's a startling statement, isn't it? But let's dive into the depths of this issue. Dairy products, from your morning glass of milk to that cheesy pizza you love, are derived from lactating cows. These cows are often injected with hormones to boost milk production. When we consume these dairy products, we're inadvertently ingesting these hormones, leading to a potential hormonal imbalance in our bodies. Imagine a game of seesaw with your hormones. Everything is balanced perfectly, each hormone counteracting the other to maintain a healthy equilibrium. But when you introduce external hormones into this delicate balance, the seesaw tips, and this imbalance can manifest in various ways. Take acne, for instance. We've all experienced those annoying breakouts, haven't we? But did you know that dairy might be the culprit? Dairy triggers an insulin response in our bodies, which in turn increases the production of sebum, an oily substance produced by our skin's sebaceous glands. Excess sebum can clog pores and lead to acne, but it's not just skin issues. Hormonal imbalances can also lead to more serious conditions. Research has linked dairy consumption to premature puberty in children, with girls as young as 7 showing signs of development. This early onset of puberty can have both physical and psychological impacts on a child's development. Now, we're not saying that eating a slice of cheese will instantly throw your hormones into chaos. However, the constant consumption of dairy products can gradually lead to an imbalance, potentially causing a variety of health issues over time. From this, we can see that the hormones present in dairy products are not just affecting the cows they are injected into, but are also potentially impacting our own bodies in ways we might not even realize. As you can see, the effects of dairy on our hormones can be quite alarming. So the next time you reach for that carton of milk or slice of cheese, remember the potential hormonal havoc it could wreak on your body. Dairy, a silent contributor to some of the world's most common diseases. This statement might be hard to swallow, especially considering that for many of us, dairy has been a lifelong staple. But let's delve deeper into this. Imagine osteoporosis, a disease that weakens bones, making them fragile and more likely to break. It's often associated with aging and calcium deficiency. The irony? Research suggests that countries with the highest dairy consumption also have the highest rates of osteoporosis. This is because the animal protein in dairy can lead to calcium loss from bones. So, while dairy does provide calcium, it might actually be doing more harm than good for our skeletal health. Next, let's look at heart disease. We all know that saturated fats contribute to high cholesterol levels, a risk factor for heart disease. Dairy products, especially cheese and butter, are loaded with these fats. Consuming them regularly can clog arteries over time, leading to heart attacks and strokes. Lastly, let's touch on cancer, specifically breast, ovarian, and prostate cancers. These are hormone-sensitive cancers, meaning their growth is influenced by hormones. Dairy products contain hormones like insulin-like growth factor 1 or IGF-1, which can stimulate the growth of cancer cells. But it's not just about the hormones naturally present in milk. Dairy cows are often injected with synthetic hormones to boost milk production, and traces of these can end up in the milk we consume. These hormones can disrupt our body's delicate hormonal balance, potentially promoting the development of hormone-sensitive cancers. Now, it's important to remember that consuming dairy doesn't guarantee you'll develop these diseases. Various factors come into play, including genetics and overall lifestyle. But given the potential risks associated with dairy consumption, it's worth reconsidering the role dairy plays in our diets. It's clear that dairy isn't as harmless as we've been led to believe. The evidence is compelling, and it's high time we started paying attention. As we move forward, let's strive to make informed choices about what we consume and how it impacts our health. Behind the dairy products we consume daily lies a tale of animal cruelty. It's a harsh truth, but one we must confront if we are to understand the full picture of our food choices. Let's start with the living conditions of dairy animals. Picture an environment where animals are cramped together, unable to roam freely or experience the natural behaviors inherent to their species. This is the reality for a significant number of dairy cows, whose existence is confined to small, unsanitary spaces. The physical toll on these animals is profound. Cows are often subjected to repeated cycles of forced impregnation to maintain milk production. This relentless strain on their bodies can lead to a multitude of health problems, including painful infections and a significantly shortened lifespan. Aside from the physical hardships, we must also consider the emotional distress experienced by these sentient beings. Mother cows, for instance, are routinely separated from their calves shortly after birth, causing immense emotional trauma for both mother and calf. This is a standard practice in the industry, done to ensure that the maximum amount of milk can be collected for human consumption. The ethical implications of these practices are clear. If we truly value compassion and empathy as fundamental tenets of our humanity, then we must question the morality of causing such suffering for the sake of our dietary preferences. Moreover, it's worth noting that our reliance on dairy not only impacts the animals involved, but also contributes to larger environmental issues. Dairy farming is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution, adding another layer of ethical concern to our consumption habits. In the end, when we peel back the glossy advertising and comforting myths about happy cows and lush pastures, what we find is far from idyllic. The reality of dairy farming is a bitter pill to swallow. But armed with this knowledge, we can make informed decisions about our food choices, ones that align with our ethics and our desire for a healthier planet. The reality of dairy farming is a bitter pill to swallow. Worried about giving up dairy? Don't be. There are plenty of nutritious alternatives. Let's dive right into the world of dairy substitutes. Almond milk, a popular choice, stands out with its nutty flavor and a host of health benefits. It's low in calories, high in vitamin E, and a great source of calcium. Then we have soy milk, a protein powerhouse that can hold its own against dairy milk. It's also rich in potassium and can be a great addition to your breakfast cereals or smoothies. And let's not forget about oat milk, a creamy and naturally sweet alternative. With a high fiber content, it supports a healthy digestive system and keeps you feeling fuller longer. These alternatives aren't just for your morning coffee or cereal. They can be used in baking, cooking, and even making delicious dairy-free ice creams. Switching to dairy alternatives can be a step towards a healthier, more ethical lifestyle. We hope you found this video both informative and thought-provoking. We're eager to hear your thoughts. Did this video inspire you to consider dairy alternatives? Or perhaps you're already on the journey and have some fantastic dairy-free recipes to share. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. It helps us to reach more people and spread the word. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content just like this. We're always adding new videos and we'd hate for you to miss out. Leave us a comment below. Your voice matters to us. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this important conversation. Let's continue to learn and grow together.